Jib trimming. Gear Euro mode, over eased.
It's really just holding the slot. If you over ease it, then actually self-sheeting the wind going through there. So just if you oversheet it, it's just backwards and ace of it.
It always strikes the kite. The crew dive, there's jibs the kite, it's stuck in the cage, you have to shoot the kite.
But it is probably the biggest area of conflict in our boat. Crew always pulls a bit more tube in. I always put a bit more tube out downwind. Always.
So you're saying if it's a bit on the ease side, flow on the kite is what kind of auto trims the jib?
Yeah, I think he just sort of sits in there. I'd rather it was undershooting than overshooting. But literally, we'll be going downwind, and I'll watch them do it. They'll just go, and I'll go, and we'll go downwind doing in and out. So that's one of the disadvantages of having the sheet out to the trap.
You're not a control freak, are you?
That's when you're nitpicking.
Send it mode.
What we do, we're fully at the back of the bus, as far back as you can get in the rondar, which you've got kind of the toe strap point there. So I'm sitting basically at the back of the black tape there and hiking hard. So your feet tend to be going forward and the tillers across your body. Water rats are slightly different because you've got longer toe straps, and the problem I used to find with water rat is the tiller would be hitting my feet when I'm hiking. You have to end up putting your feet down.
That's what's happening.
You're getting that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to try and fix that somehow, because that's
Well,
a liability.
I have really loose hiking straps just because I like to hike hard. I'm used to hiking hard, and so I think that's part of why my feet are just really high in the boat.
Right. So it's he's also set at an angle there. Mine goes forward, so that probably changes the angle a bit. And then what we try and do is I actually hill the boat up, rock the boat up. Hard to tell how much, but a significant way past flat. So there's probably 10-15 degree of hill, and that seems to get the boat on a narrower piece of the boat once it's planing hard, and it definitely goes substantially faster like that. Every time you go flat, the boat's slower.
So when you're in send it mode, you're not flat.
Not flat.
Rolling
No.
into weather?
No, away from you. So, but it's significant, and it doesn't seem to hurt if you go more. If you have bursts where the boat's really hill quite a long way, it still seems to rock along just fine. So I don't fight it too much. I just let it roll. Let it just keep going.
So what's your goal with Carl at that point? While he's out there, who sinks in if it goes light?
You don't. You're not. You just that's what I'm pushing to all the time. So if it goes light, then you obviously need to think about changing what you're doing. Assuming you're in that mode, then it's just helping that as fast as we can go.
So that means that, and so talk about your point at that point. You know, when you're headed up high enough that Carl's straight legged and you are hiking the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not trying to soak it.
He's string down. Basically, the rule is if I'm hiking, he's string all the way down. So that's which is
Straight leg.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has to bend
yeah.
his knees.
He's not bending his knees.
He has to bend his knees, but have to head up.
Yeah.
It's not an option. Yeah.
That's the main lesson I learned last part at PSSC. Because of that. I look back and knees are bent, and that was that modern range. That's why I was asking specifically about that 12 to 15 knots range.
It's also, you know, you've got to watch what each other's doing, because if the crew's not the helm's not hiking, then the crew shouldn't be either. You should be, okay, this isn't a go fast mode. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to soak, so the crew should be up on the string and you know, step in the bow forward when they can and do that. Once we're in the mode, if I start hiking, Carl or Rob need to know that that's what we're doing, and they need to be stringed down, because there's nothing worse as a helm to be hiking hard and look at them at 45 degrees. It's like, we're fighting each other here, you know, so you need to make sure you're in sync there and pulling in the same direction.
You talked about that crew front foot. Is there any forward and aft weight the crew can do when you're going through waves? I mean, are you trying to manipulate that bow like you would on a laser or something?
So once we're sending it, no, I don't like them to step forward.
But you've got the speed to be going over the waves. What if you're just trying to maintain connection and you haven't quite got that speed?
If the crew's good at it, I'm okay with it. But if the crew gets it wrong, I don't like it. So I'm really not a huge fan of it unless if they're very dynamic and they're doing it well, and the waves are right to do it. It's good. But I think crews do it too early, too often, and the boat just judders around, and I don't particularly like that.
Okay.
I like it to try to keep it smooth.
Cool.
So it's crew questions. You should pipe up.
No. And so at that point, do you feel that what happens to the bow when you start raising your point higher, keeping the crew out? I mean, when the puffs come on, most people are like, oh, I got to be, quick. You don't really have to steer much.
No, you ignore where the boat's going. Right? Completely ignore where the boat's going. I'm just trying to make the boat go as fast as it possibly can to draw the apparent forward, and then we'll carve down on that speed. As we build up that speed, the boat will come down. And if you look at any of the videos of the boats racing, you can see these big curves that the boats that are doing that are doing. You start off, you build up speed, and then you just sail, and you'll see yourself sail around the boats below you. You start off here, you'll start off, and then you just accelerate, and you just go over the top of the round, and you'll end up back on their bow, just going faster. So
And
that's fun too.
Yeah, that's in the mid to high teens. You start
from probably 15, 16 knots on.
You stay high when you round with the mark in your launch.
Yeah, because we got good points.
Speaking of which, how do you sail fast downwind in the race?
I think that's really easy, right? And that's the easiest thing to learn. We talked about yesterday. There's square running, which everybody can work out how to do that. There's not too much mystery to that. And then once you're wire running, we wire run if we're fully trapezing upwind. We'll wire run, and the first mode is the sort of the gay Euro, the sort of crew crouching, helm grovelling in the boat, but planing, and where you're trying to work deep all the time, working deep, take the waves, work deep, and that's quite hard work. But the gains and losses are not huge there. Somebody who does it well will come out really good, but we can all kind of make that work.
You were saying yesterday that's around in the 11 to 15 knot range,
yeah.
The low end of the drafting range.
Yeah, the sort of the starter range, and then once it gets above that, once there's sort of white caps on the water and the rig's fairly well dropped back, and the sea state's okay to do it. That is, you can sometimes still keep going deep if the waves let you keep surfing down. You can kind of pick a low lane. We go to the full throttle mode, just sail the boat absolutely as fast as we can. No other consideration. Just fast. Weight to the back of the boat, trim for maximum speed all the time, and let the boat go where it wants to go. And that's just insanely fast. We started doing that at the 09 Worlds, and we got progressively better. We also sail with the boat rocked up a bit, so a bit of heel, and then I just let the boat run. I'm not using the rudder, I'm not using the main sheet much, I'm just letting the boat run, just as fast as it will go. And it's really fun too, really fun.
You know that mode though, because that's what you did to me consistently at PSSC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what we try to learn from Mike and others. Fast. And what I picked up, I think it was at the NAs last year. We did that training session before.
Yeah.
Was that you sheet the main into the corner.
Yeah.
The boom to the corner of the stern.
Yeah.
And then you adjust your bearing until the top of the main looks good. So you kind of
twist it out.
Twist it out a little bit.
And I don't let the Cunningham go. And the twist, I think you're trying to match the profile of the spinnaker and the mainsail as much as you can, just to minimise the drag. Because you're apparent wind sailing and you're trying to get the drag out of the sails.
You don't ease Cunningham?
I don't use Cunningham because I think that just makes the mainsail deeper and adds a bit of drag. I kind of like the low drag setup. Howie and Mike they'll sail with a bit more bang and let the Cunningham off. And I'm pretty convinced I'm going quicker than they are.
So the Cunningham off bang on will deepen the bottom.
Yeah, the sail's just more hooky. Yeah, I just like it to be smooth.
Leave the outhaul on.
I leave the outhaul on. Yeah.
Simplifies things.
Do you roll the board up at all, or you leave it?
Board to 4.
Okay.
Board to 4.
Board at 4?
Yeah.
From your scale?
On my
Vertical?
scale. Yeah.
5.5 on Howie, I guess.
3 on the Howie, isn't it?
No more. 5 on Howie.
5, okay.
Yeah.
Ours is 1.5.
That's a lot. I usually do.
Yeah.
How far do you bring the board up, man?
We go.
3.
We actually go when it's really, really windy. We actually go a little bit more still.
Wow.
We go a little bit more still. To be honest, the board's not really in the water. The boat. You look at the pictures, and there's that much of the board is out of the water most of the time.
When is that?
Yeah, when you're going that fast. So I've just got this, and the boat's also got a sort of a bow up angle to it. And if you think about it, that's putting the board flatter in the water.
Right.
So I think it's the only time where you can go more board than you're not increasing the aspect ratio of the foil.
Right.
So
if I ask you this though, so from let's say from sit running,
yep,
go up to K Euro,
yep,
and from there, ultimately you'll end up sending it at some point. So how do you progressively turn it into that full-on sending it mode?
well, from the sort of the gay Euro to the sending it, it's really just you just feel the boat start to load up, and you just start to think we could be going fast here,
Right.
and you kind of just, and I think there's just a look on the water. When the water starts looking a bit angry, that's when you know you can do it.
So do you tend to tank run first and then send it, or do you when you're in those marginal conditions, right? So it's kind of like, do we go, not go? Do you tend to go down first and then come up, or you tend to go off and then work down?
It depends where you are on the racetrack and what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
So it's always quite dangerous to be the first person to go wiring.
Yeah.
But if you think there's a right way to go, then wiring to the right side of the course gets you leverage.
I've seen lots of people come off the mark in marginal conditions, say 12 to 15, come off the mark, wire running, they go 20 yards, 100 yards, and then they
sit run.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
if you
12 to 15, you're definitely wire running.
Yeah.
If you're trapezing upwind,
Okay.
you're trapezing downwind. If you're fully, the helm's hiking, you're trapezing
I'm not
upwind.
hiking at 12. we're really heavy. We're really heavy. It's the two of us. So.
Yeah, well, we weigh 400 pounds, so.
Yeah, we're 550. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't hike until about 16, 17.
So, if you're hiking upwind, you'll be wiring downwind.
And hiking upwind or trapezing upwind is not crew high on the wire, it's crew
No.
lowered on the wire.
As soon as if I'm hiking and the crew's high on the wire, we're having a disagreement later.